In this video, we will show you how to replace your rear bumper parking assist sensor. On this Ford Flex, you'll have 4 of these located in your rear bumper cover. Let's get into it. Alright friends, let's get started on our job. To do the parking assist sensors, they are going to be located behind the bumper cover, so we will have to remove this. With that said, let's start off in the rear wheel well. Now along where the wheel well connects onto the bumper cover, you're going to find that you have 3 5.5mm mounting screws. Remove all 3 on each side. Now with your liftgate in the upright position, it's time to start removing each one of our rear tail lamps. To remove the tail lamp, you'll find that you have 2 8mm headed bolts holding it in place. Remove the pair. Now we'll continue on with a plastic trim tool. Something that's soft, because we will have to come in between the tail lamp and the body of the vehicle. We'll gently get this in here and pry it apart. Once that's separated, you will have wiring along the backside of the tail lamp assembly that we do have to remove. Looking in this area, you're going to find that you have an electrical connector that leads to the tail lamp. Squeeze on the locking tab and separate this. Give your electrical connectors a quick inspection for corrosion. Set it aside, do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Now let's make our way back to where the bumper cover meets that fender liner. Get your hand safely in between this area. We're going to tug on the bumper cover, trying to pull it away from the body of the vehicle, all the way across. There we are. Now as we start pulling on this, we're going to want to make our way to this area. There should be a little locking clip here. To dislodge this, come along the back side of this, press it down, and continue pulling rearward. There we are. I'll just put that up along the top so it doesn't fall back into place. Now we'll go over and do the exact same thing on the other side of the vehicle. Continue on to removing your 7 push clips that hold the bumper cover to the body of the vehicle. You'll find 2 on each side of the bumper cover, 1 in the very center along the top, and 2 behind where your rear license plate would be located. To remove these, you want to remove the center first, and then remove the outer portion. Removing the center unlocks it. For this, you can use a Phillips head screwdriver in the center, but typically these do not unscrew properly. Generally, I just get under them with a small flat blade screwdriver, pry it up and out of the way. You can also use a trim tool. It's common for the center to come all the way out. That's okay. There's the outer portion. At this point, we'll just put the 2 of them together, leaving the center in the upright position so it is unlocked. Continue on and do the same to all 7, ending with the last one in the center. Now that we've done both sides, we'll make our way down here to the license plate area. Now while we're removing the last one, we're making sure that we're holding on to the bumper cover so it does not fall off of the vehicle and potentially get damaged. At this point, we've removed all 7 of the push tabs. We're going to start pulling the bumper cover away from the vehicle. Keep in mind, there is still electrical connectors leading to those parking sensors and to the plate lights that are located underneath this area. To continue removing the bumper cover, disconnect this electrical connector. For it, you'll find that you have a locking tab directly in the center. Press that down and disconnect this. At this point, I have the bumper cover resting on a blanket so it does not get scuffed. Have a look at the inside of it. This is where you're going to find each of your 4 parking sensors. The removal process for one will be the same for each of them, so you can replace them as necessary. To remove them, start with the electrical wiring harness. Where my small screwdriver is, there's a small tab. We can pull that, remove it, give it a quick inspection for corrosion. Set that wiring harness aside. Now at this point, we're going to take hold of the parking sensor. As you're starting to give it a wiggle, you'll find that you have 2 tabs that are holding it in place, one along the top and one along the bottom of the sensor. Carefully pry those away from the sensor itself and lift up on the sensor at the same time. Once you've done that, it should lift up and out. Might require a little bit of wiggling. And there it is, friends. Take your sensor and put it in place, making sure that the connector is facing in the proper direction. Press it in until you hear a click from each one of the locking tabs. Reconnect your electrical connector with the locking tab facing towards you. Listen for a click, give it a tug. As I said before, the process will be the same exact thing for each one of the sensors. Now it's time to reinstall the rear bumper cover. Start with the electrical connector, sliding it in place, listening for a click, and making sure that it is secured. Now we'll continue on putting the bumper cover in place. As we do so, you want to make sure you're paying attention to both sides. So we'll just do one side at a time, sliding it up into place, locking it in. Do the same on the other side. Continue on with your push clips. We'll put these in position, pressing in the outer portion first, while pressing the bumper up against the vehicle. Lock it in by pressing in the center. If you have a hard time pressing it in, you can also give it a couple taps with your screwdriver. Now that I have the center done, I'll do both sides. Once the rear bumper cover is secured, you can move along to your rear tail lamp assemblies. On the assembly, you'll have 2 little tabs that protrude out that need to fit into their corresponding holes in the body of the vehicle. Before we slide it into place, reconnect your electrical connector. Press it in, listen for a click, give it a tug to make sure it's secure. Align your tail lamp, give it a couple taps, make sure it is aligned properly, and then install your 2 8mm headed mounting screws. Double check to make sure it's secured properly. Do the exact same thing to your other tail lamp assembly. Now we can make our way into each of the rear wheel wells. Reinstall your 5.5mm screws. Once you have all 3 of them started in, go ahead and snug them up. Once this side's done, do the exact same thing on the other side of your vehicle. Okay friends, the car's back together. At this point, you can test your parking sensor functionality. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.